Hey folks, it's Nick Granville. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Hey, so today I thought I'd talk about this Friedman amp, the BE-100. This is not my amp. It actually belongs to my amp tech, a guy called Simon Gottlieb here in Wellington. Great guy, great tech. I was out at his place and we were kind of chewing the fat because I took my basement out to have a couple little tweaks done. Tube sockets tightened because one of the tubes was just moving around a little bit. And another amp that I actually broke, so he's going to replace the volume pot on that. So he took 2 amps out there. While I was there, Simon was like, hey, you want to check out the Friedman? And I was like, oh, hell yeah. I want to check out that. And he said, well, you're going to be surprised by this. And he was right, as usual. It was not what I thought. At the moment, I'm just running through this. I've got an SM57 in the room next door. I'll probably do a little bit of reverb on this just because this amp has no reverb, and I like to hear guitar with reverb, you know what I mean? So yeah, oh, excuse the sniffling too. I'm a bit sick at the moment. Welcome to my life. And yeah, so 112, and now I put a bit of reverb on, but man, the clean tone of this amp. I got the treble and bass at halfway and the volume's on just over 2. There's still a little bit of breakup in it. You know, it's not totally clean. Can you play jazz on it? You know, I mean, it can do it, but it's not really its thing. But this. I'm a little hesitant to crank it because I'm only running through a 112 and it might be just like that. You know what I mean? But that's with humbuckers. I'll go to the single coils. I've said it before, but I think Marshalls are like, and this is a Marshall style amp. I mean, come on, look at it, right? They're underrated for the clean tone. A lot of times people think of Marshall as that distorted kind of tone, but they do really good clean tones too. I mean, you know, listen to The Wind Cries Mary, Jimi Hendrix, that clean tone is just killer. So anyway, that's the clean tone. You have a volume, you have a treble and a bass, and you have a bright switch and a couple of other things, and a voice switch and what have you. But let's switch it over. I'm not using the foot switch. This is on the drive channel. I'm just going to set everything to halfway except for the master volume, which is on about 3. It's a little bright for me. I'll bring the treble back to about 2. Bring the presence down a touch and the bass up. This is one thing Simon said, that this amp doesn't have that flubby bottom end that a Marshall will typically have. And he described the clean tone as being like a Fender Twin, and I would agree. And there you go, perfect classic rock tone, right? I mean, my test for classic rock tone, as I've talked about before in a recent video and in many other videos, is the Bryan Adams song. I'm going to bring the gain down. This is now the gain on 2. Pretty cool. I find with a lot of amps, like if you get the gain in the sweet spot, then that's kind of where they want to operate. And this amp, to me, it feels like just under 4. Yeah, probably about there. Now, I'm only running into a 1x12 cabinet. If you were running this into a 4x12, you'd have a lot more bottom end, and that would be a really cool sound. So, I'll take that back just a touch more. That's the kind of sound that I really like when it comes to like overdriven tones. Is it kind of reads clean. Clean, but with a little bit of hair on it, right? And then when you hit it hard. In fact, if you were to ride your volume, that's the distortion channel, but with my volume down on my guitar, which is on 5. Now turn it up. But the big surprise for me was this. Beautiful clean tone, right? That to me it was a big surprise, because you see this and you think that's a boxer rock, right? That's what it's going to do. The clean tone is awesome, and if I could get that a touch louder, I'll probably get a bit of edge of breakup on it, because it's kind of breaking up a little bit now. One of my favorite sounds in the Fractal FM3 that you'll have heard me use lots of times, I use the Lone Star for my clean tones, and then for the dirty tones it's a BE-100 or a BE-50, either or. But the Friedman, to me, it's like that Marshall kind of thing, but a little more, a little slicker, if you will. You know what I mean? It's a little tighter in the bottom end, a little more kind of with all the things that I want from it. So yeah, super impressed with this. It's a really nice amp. So yeah, I discovered it in the Fractal world, and now I like using it in the real world too. That has happened a lot of times. The Sir Riot, one of my favorite overdrive pedals, I discovered that in the Fractal world and used it a heap, and then went, I got to get the real thing. So one came up, and now it's on my pedal board. So I have it virtually, and I have it in the real one, and they sound pretty similar. The real one to me sounds a little more open, but you can make the Fractal do the same thing if you want to, just with a few settings. So hey, look, I hope you found this video useful. If you have, please like and subscribe. My channel's growing slowly, to be expected. I'm a jazz fusion session guitar player from a little island in the Pacific called New Zealand, and even then I'm in a little city called Wellington. So but I enjoy doing this, and if you get something from it, then that's all I really care about. So yeah, this thing, it rules. Take care, catch you soon. Cheers.